Hey Buddha family, if you have conifer trees, you need to be aware of these pine cones. They are not pine cones. So here we have my Leland cypress trees, and they do not produce pine cones. You can see how nice and green they are. And when we get over to here, I can notice a lot of browning. Doesn't look right. So let me bring you up there and show you what I'm talking about. As we get closer, you see all those pine cones hanging. See how they're moving? Because it's not a pine cone. It's actually what they call bagworm. And it's a worm that eats the needles and creates a cocoon around itself. And there you can see the little worm's head poking through as he reaches out and grabs new needles to eat. Well, they're not causing all these tips to brown. Believe it or not, they're actually a type of worm. So it's very important to monitor your conifers. You can see I got a little explosion here that I'm going to pick all these off. You can spray for them, but if you notice these pine cones and you haven't noticed them before, that's because they're not pine cones. They're bagworms, and they have an excellent disguise, but they can really decimate your trees if left untouched. See how active they are, just moving around. So if you have conifer trees, make sure you keep an eye out for these pine cones. Usually mid to late summer. When the heat comes, it's when they really start to thrive. If you have them, you got to pick them off, or if you got a lot of trees, you can spray for them. But you got to do something, or they're really, really going to decimate your tree. So here I picked one. Now we'll see if we can open it up and show you the worm. And there you can see the worm once I remove the case. So they really hide their entire bodies into this pine cone case, and then they just stick their heads out and eat the leaves as they move. And here's why, if you remove the bagworms, that you want to put them in a bag or a sealed container and throw them away. Because look at how they're already moving out. There's a worm. Look at him. See how they pull themselves along? There's another one. So you don't want to just throw them on the ground. You can try to squish them, but it doesn't always work, especially if they're small. So best thing is put them in a little pouch and get them right into the trash.